The state legislature is punishing cities for restrictions that add to construction costs and drive up housing prices. And
Excuse me, Vice Mayor, we're not going to talk about legal issues, and that's not a part of this discussion.
But you're talking about changing the zoning. You just called out some very specific zoning changes in our own town.
I don't think I could be more clear. We're not changing the zoning at this time. Your concern, you could take it up with legal, and that can be discussed at some point in out of chamber. Because
am I not allowed to talk about it?
Again, it's my understanding what is posted, we have to stay on the subject. I want to be real clear about that because we have to stay on track so that we can continue to process in an orderly way.
Okay.
I'd like to make a point of order to allow, so point of order in the rules of procedure would require a vote of the council to allow Councilwoman Caputi to continue her remarks. So I like to make a point of order.
Well, we are not voting in this session, so you are asking for a vote, and that's not possible.
Council rules
all
of
we are
procedure
doing, excuse me, all we're doing is giving our consensus on the topic so that it can be tested, not voting on anything. So it's not actually proper to vote on a point of order. So that's my interpretation, and I rule on that. We are not entitled to vote on any matter in this work study. I appreciate the comment, and I say if you have concerns, you can check with the city attorney in a proper time and a separate forum. That's my suggestion.
The rules of procedure allow for a council member to call for a point of order. Then in disagreement with the presiding chair's decision about the proceeding, and then the council can vote as to whether or not to uphold the chair's decision to shut down that discussion, to say it's inappropriate, or to allow the discussion to allow Councilwoman Caputi to continue. So according to our rules of procedure, I would like a vote to allow Councilwoman Caputi to continue her comments.
I thank you for that comment. Our rules of procedure 10.6 state that the chair grants the speaker any one of us members a speaking point, provided that they stick to the subject. I will ask the city attorney again. Perhaps you could weigh in on this.
Thank you, Mayor. It provides in Rule 2.9, a council member once recognized shall not be interrupted unless called to order by the presiding officer, or unless a point of order or point of privilege is raised by another council member. So I believe you called Vice Mayor Caputi to order when interrupting her, and now you have a point of order that has also been stated on the record by Councilwoman Milhaven. The rules provide that once a point of order is raised by a member of the council, when there is a disturbance, a lack of decorum, or to raise a question of whether there has been a breach of the council rules, that it does not require a second and is not debatable, is not amendable, and cannot be reconsidered. Once raised, a point of order requires a ruling by the presiding officer, and if held to be in order, enforcement by order of the presiding officer. However, if that ruling is thought to be wrong by a member of the council, the presiding officer may be challenged by an appeal from any member of the council. If the presiding officer fails to act, any member may move to require the presiding officer to enforce decorum. An affirmative vote of the majority of the council shall require the presiding officer to act. So the short answer, Mayor, I think you were correct in your interpretation, but Councilwoman Milhaven was also correct that if she wanted to challenge your decision, she could put it to the vote of the council.
Thank you for clarifying that. Then to uphold we will have a vote. To uphold my decision that this is not appropriate as I've detailed. All those in favor say aye to uphold the chair. We have no, so that means that we will, Mr. Durham, so you vote no, and therefore Caputi, Vice Mayor Caputi can continue with her discussion.